49% of renters believe you need 20% for a down payment these days. That's a myth. We're gonna talk about that on this episode of House Rules, Real Estate in Sin City. Thanks for watching this episode of House Rules. Today I've got two special guests with me, two of our favorite lending partners here. I've got Noah Kovner and Robert Berry from American Financial Network. They do a lot of work with us and are amazing at what they do. Guys, one of the questions I get a ton from renters is, we'd love to buy, but we need 20% down. I know that's not true. I'm sure you get that all the time, right?
Absolutely, Jeff. I would say one of the most common misconceptions about purchasing a home is the down payment requirement. So a lot of people have heard, oh, you have to have 20% down. This is what the requirement is. It is a fallacy. There are programs out there where you only need 3% down to purchase your home, depending on the type of program. It leaves a lot of flexibility for buyers who are eager to stop renting, to start paying their own mortgage as opposed to somebody else's, but might not have that 20% down figure.
Okay. Now, when you say 3%, does that include closing costs? Because I know everybody's also worried about closing costs. So, how much do you really need if it's a 3% loan?
Sure.
Well, you 3% down payment is the bare minimum, and then the cash to close is the buyer's responsibility unless they hire a great agent like yourself, Jeff, that can negotiate the 3% being paid by the seller to help pay closing costs.
We actually have seen that a little bit more in the market. Like the last year and a half or so, you could almost never get closing costs from a seller, right?
Yeah.
Seller was not willing to do it. We are seeing it again. Some of our sellers are giving it away. Some of our buyers are getting it. So that's a good point. So if they have 3%, but they may need that extra 2 to 3 sometimes, and that's kind of the estimate we usually give them. Obviously, every loan's different.
Yes.
But I always like to tell our clients, expect a little bit more, and if it's a little bit less, that's a better thing. We don't want them to run out of money. So you're saying 3% is really kind of what they need, and they can, maybe from the seller can get, the makeup for the closing costs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a way to kind of limit the cash exposure they have up front. You can go in and negotiate a great deal for them where they know they're bringing their down payment and hopefully not too much money on top of closing costs because the seller will be contributing.
Got it. Now, 3%, do they need like an 800 credit score?
No, they certainly do not need an 800 credit score. On an FHA loan, which requires 3.5%, we'll go as low as 580. On a conventional loan, the typical minimum score you're gonna see is a 620. The better score you have though, the better pricing you're gonna get, the more likely you're gonna get an approval. So if you have great credit, excellent job. It's tough to do these days, and if not, we can help you actually put together a plan to get the score where it needs to be.
Perfect. That's good. Look, we all have, we all have credit card stuff. We all have this and that.
Yep.
So as long as you guys are able to put a plan together, so it may not be, yes, we can do this right away, but it's, we can do this if you follow these directions kind of thing, right?
Yes.
That's kind of what you guys help with clients with, right?
Yes, that's what we do.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's never no, it just might be, hey, no for now.
Not yet.
But here are the plans and here are the steps you take over the next X number of months to put you in a place to buy.
Perfect.
And sometimes it doesn't take a very long time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just as simple as a few tweaks here and in 60 days they're ready to go.
And that's important because a lot of times we get phone calls like, hey, my credit's atrocious, I can't do this. So it could be as quickly as 60 days or something.
Absolutely.
Sometimes. Awesome. That's good. That's good news. Well, appreciate you guys stopping by, and it's good to see you. And like I said, if you guys have any questions for us, we're surrounded by great lenders. Like I said, Noah and Robert have been our partners for several years. Great guys, get things done for us. So if you have any questions, please let us know. We can get you in touch with Noah and Robert and get you started on a home ownership.